Hello. Alright, today we're going to make a fun project that I think you could turn into a lot of different things. I'm going to make mine as a coupon holder for my sister, but you could turn it into any number of things. I started out trying to make just a regular coupon holder, but it didn't like how it turned out. So now I'm pulling my inspiration from this. This is a notebook mini that I made a while ago. It just ties together and then it opens up, and I love the way that it opens, and it looks like it's real leather, and I just like the way that it feels and opens. And so we're gonna go with that same sort of theme for our coupon book, and we're going to make it out of envelopes and sewn together into a piece like this. Okay, because this will make it nice and sturdy, and you can just toss this in your purse, and this is going to hold up because this is really sturdy stuff. Okay, so to start off, I needed to find envelopes, and I found these really cool ones that I had. They were the perfect size. However, I only had 4 of them, and I knew I wanted more than 4 pages. So what that led me to have to do is to make my own. I pulled the size from there and made my own sort of envelope, and I also chose to take the flap off too. So if you want the flap, adjust your measurements okay. And then we also need a piece of this is Tim Holtz grunge paper, and it is set to 6 by 12. I don't know exactly what size I'm going to use yet, but I just pulled out the whole thing so I can start with that. So to start off, we're going to work on the envelopes because that part is that's going to be the most the part where we have to do the most work. So we're going to start off by those, and however many pages you want to have. I'm going to have 5 or 7. I haven't decided yet for sure, but however many you're going to have in your book, you need to cut that many pieces down to 8 by 6 3/4. Okay, and then the first thing that we're going to do is score them. We're going to score them on the 8 side. We're going to score them at 3 1/2. Then we're going to turn it, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch and 6 1/4, just like that. Okay, so you're going to do that with all of your pieces. On the 8-inch side, we're going to score it at 3 1/2. Then we're going to turn it and score it at 1/2 inch and 6 1/4. Okay, just going to go through this really quick. On the 8-inch side, 3 1/2, 6 1/4, and 1/2 inch, 3 1/2, 1/2, 6 1/4, 3 1/2. Essentially all I'm doing, so if you want to change up the sizes of your envelope, all you have to do is score it at 1/2 inch on both of the shorter sides, and then almost in half. I didn't score mine directly in half, but you could put yours directly in half if you wanted to make the top portion. You'll see once we start to put it together, and then you'll get an idea for how you can adjust the measurements to make your own. Okay, so now that we have this all together, our next step then is to do a little bit of cutting. If you want to, you can do it with an X-Acto knife, or you can do it with scissors. Oh, there we go. All we're going to do is cut up there and cut up here, and then we're going to cut this tab here off. Just like so. So you have this flap left on here, it's cut at an angle, okay? So go ahead and do that to all of your pieces. Like that. Make sure that you're removing, if you didn't cut yours directly in half, make sure that you're removing the smaller part, because that's going to be the part that you fold up. Okay. Like so. And 2 more. You could turn this into a mini too if you wanted to, and put pictures and whatnot in it. You could pretty much turn it into whatever you wanted to, honestly. But for right now, mine's going to be a coupon book. So now what we're going to do is take them and fold the little 1/2-inch tabs that you have left. We're going to just fold those up, and then you're going to bring your lower piece up to your bottom piece. And if you wanted to make it look a little bit nicer on the envelopes that I used for the measurement, whoops, where'd it go? The corners here could be rounded. So I'm just going to go ahead and round these. And I'm also going to put these ones inward like that. Okay? And then that gives you your envelope, okay? Now, we're not going to glue these together yet because we don't need to do that yet. We need to do another step before we can do that much. I'm wondering now if I should have gave mine flaps. Oh well, for now I'm going to leave it like this. If I want to give it flaps, maybe I'll give it flaps with decorative paper. But for now, I'm just going to fold all of these in, just so it's folded. And round those, and that gives us folder number 2. Now make sure that you don't seal them yet. Otherwise we won't be able to put them together as easily. If you don't want to sew them, you could put them together with hinges too. I like the way that it'll look sewn though. And it'll be easier to put into the cover if it's sewn as well. Okay. Remember, I'm doing 7 of them. You can do as many as you want, really. You could fit quite a few in here, especially since we're sewing them. You could fit a lot in there. Okay. Also, you could make these out of pattern paper, which would then save you from having to decorate them at the end. I'm making mine out of white because I'm going to go with a white and black theme. I'm going to paint my grunge paper black and have a very white and black theme with a teeny bit of red in it. Okay, so now we have all of our envelopes put together like that. Okay, the next step then is to poke some holes. I'm going to sew mine with baker's twine. And I'm going to get this. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to open this up, okay, and place it on something that we can poke holes. You can do it on the center of a book. You could do it on all sorts of things. And I'm going to grab my ruler. And what I want to do, I'm going to poke my holes. I'm going to poke my holes directly on the fold, okay? So I have mine opened up like this now. And I'm actually going to do it on the inside instead. No, I'm going to do it on the outside. I have it opened up and I have my ruler right up against the fold. And I'm going to poke my holes 1 inch in, making sure to poke them directly on the seam. Okay. Just like that. 1 inch in on both sides. Okay. Which makes it, we're poking the holes at 1 and 4 3/4. Okay. And you're going to do that to all of your envelopes. 1, 4 3/4. This is why you don't want to put them together first, because it'll make it a lot harder to sew them if they are put together. One, 4 3/4. 1, 4 3/4. 1 and 4 3/4. And last one, 1 and 4 3/4. Okay. Then the next thing that we want to do is get our You could do this with a needle if you want to, or you could just poke it through. Come on. I'll just use my big one here. That'll work. Okay. All right. Now what you need is you're going to cut a length for each you want to cut a length that is that plus some. So what you want it to do is to come, it needs to at least come together on the outside. I need mine to be a little bit longer than that. Okay. And you need one of those per envelope that you have. So hopefully you're not using one. You could do this with thread too. I just wanted to bring in the little bit of red. There's that. I'm actually gonna see if I have some I don't. Okay. I'm also going to use, I cut, what did I cut? 3 of those, 3 of the red and white ones. I'm going to cut 1 black one. And by the way, this is the red and white twine is Martha Stewart's twine from last year. And then I'm also going to do 2 white ones. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to put these away. Okay, and then I'm just going to take one and poke it through. It's not going to be easy to do that way, I guess, so I'll just do it this way. Actually, I've got an easier way, I think, if I can find it. Here we go. I'm just going to use one of these because it'll be a nice, easy way to thread them. Okay. All I'm going to do is poke that through there. Put this in here like so and put it through. What I want to do is I want to pull them through so that the thread is ending on the outside of the envelope. Okay, so it's going to look like this when you're done. The thread's going to be there on the inside. You're going to close it up and you're going to have 2 pieces dangling from the outside. Okay, once you do that, just set it aside. Grab the next piece. I'll put that through there. I'm going to grab another piece. Pull that through. pull that through. Set that one aside. And then, okay, so you go ahead and do this with the rest of yours, and then we'll come back and work on the cover.